follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things.
Whoa. Wait, is back on YouTube? A lot of amazing creators nowadays are focusing on their niche, of course. However, they're all shooting in this one particular style, which is the vlog. So today I love to share how I make vlogs, and not only that, I asked 3 of my favorite vloggers slash creators how they film and their creative process for vlogs. All right, enough with the intro. Let's get right into it. Now, making vlog does not have to be in one form, or should I say, a style. The most prominent, the most popular way of doing vlog is of course holding a mini tripod with wide angle lens and speaking directly to the camera. I think this is the most traditional style of vlogging, and this style probably became the status due to Casey Neistat's vlogs. And the best part about this style is that it's relatively easier to edit since everything happens in chronological order. But the downside of the style is that you have to speak in your normal tone to directly to your camera in a public space. I mean, if you're extremely extrovert, I think this is not a problem at all. But if you're like me and you kind of introverted in terms of making vlogs and talking to the camera in a normal tone in a public space, this can be pretty hard. And the other style, the style that I prefer when I'm vlogging, is the voiceover slash subtitle style. This style essentially involves shooting as many footage as possible during the event, so you can concentrate more of a cinematography aspect of your vlog, and you can create story on top of your footage while you're editing using voiceover or subtitles. And I think this style works perfectly for me because at the end of the day, I don't really want to pull out a camera and speak to the camera while having an amazing trip. And usually when I'm on the trip, I'm usually with my friends or my girlfriend or my family. For me, it's the best way to keep everyone happy, and like I don't feel like I'm working when I'm doing that style. But anyways, since this is a tutorial, I feel like it's easier for me to show you guys what I film on my trip to Korea with my girlfriend, and I will explain how I shoot vlogs while the vlog is happening. So, Korea, day 1, let's get to it. Oh yeah, Seoul. One of our favorite cities for food, cafe, and fashion. Even we only flew for an hour and a half from Tokyo, we couldn't resist to hit the first spot as soon as we arrived. Beefy, milky, yet punchy. Sorontan is perfect meal to warm yourself up for your adventure in Korea, and when you have that first bite with some kimchis, you'll feel the soul of the city. Alright, that was amazing. Let's go to the next spot. Got fully energized from caffeine, off to the city. Architectural design in Seoul is next level. Not only the way how the city is structured, but there are so many modern architectures that design lovers like us can't ignore. I mean, look at this building, look at this view, and this river with the sunset. I mean, so K-drama. How can you not love this? Thank you Seoul, thank you day 1, see you in day 2. Since it's the day 1 of the trip, which is the most hectic time of the trip, as you guys saw, I shot a ton of footage rather than explaining directly to the camera. I feel like in terms of hecticness, when you have so many things going on in a short period of time, it's way easier to showcase by visual rather than just trying to story tell while the stuff is happening. Also, it's very hard for me to speak directly to the camera while planning the video ahead. However, I know there's one person that can speak to the camera directly while concentrating on the actual content in a short period amount of time in a chaotic situation. And his name is Conti. In terms of video making, like story building, you're the most efficient person I know. And I think a lot of vloggers or people who wants to start vlogs, they can't do that. They can't really process the video while they're recording. How much do you actually remember the entire script that you wrote before you go on the trip when you're filming vlogs?
So I'll have it on my phone, and it's never exact script of like what I'm going to say, but just like talking points. I'll go through the storyline before I go shoot a video, because it's not like I'm just recording my daily life. So much of if I'm maybe traveling or something in New York, like there's usually more story to it and it's more of a deeper message that I want to get across. Pinning out how I can tell that story in an exciting way. And I think there's a lot of strategy in the pre-production. I just personally love doing. Like, I love having the story already playing in my head before I go out to shoot. And for me, it just makes me a better storyteller. If you can take it that next step of planning the video out a little bit in your head, even if you're not remembering every script or whatever it is, I think it can really help elevate the story.
So pre-production is the key, but like not pretty much too detailed.
Yeah, I think so much still happens on the fly and you need that. I look for those moments where I'm like, what are these spontaneous moments? Whether I'm in Vietnam and some random old man is inviting me to his home to have a shot of whiskey, like that stuff you can't pre-produce, but you have to look for those moments. So for me, I'm like, who can be a good character that comes in maybe, or what's some spontaneous moment that feels like an adventure for the audience, because it's actually an adventure for me because I had no idea that that was gonna happen.
This is day 2 in Korea and we're at Sonsu. Sonsu is like this new trendy shopping area that has a lot of cute cafes and a lot of cool clothing stores and select shops. I think this is my favorite district in Seoul and this place is absolutely so oshare. It's really nice. I just went to this place called Cafe Onion. The Onion or just Onion? Cafe Onion. Just Onion. Such a great vibes. Amazing cafe. The pastries were amazing and the vibe is like 15 out of 10. Nah. The place was so good. 난다kke. The one that we... It's a udon place, but the chijimi over there, over udon, it was the best chijimi I ever had in my entire life. It was so delicious. Is that true?
Too good.
It was too good. This is the one thing that you have to be careful when you're vlogging. Not careful, but you have to embrace yourself that you gotta shoot in public. So even if you're talking in public, you don't want to like be embarrassed by talking to the camera. You know, I know I'm looking crazy right now. Talking to the camera is hard, but there's no one who can speak to the camera so smoothly that you feel like you're just hanging out with him in real life. And the creator's name is Tatsuki, and no one does it better than him. I used to vlog a couple times, like in Japanese with my first video, first channel, and English now, my second channel. It still bothers me a lot, like myself, when I'm filming myself. I feel very anxious. I don't like pulling out the camera in public and start speaking and stuff, so I really admire that.
If you don't feel comfortable in front of like the camera, don't be in front of the camera just yet. Just start videos. There's so many silent vlogs, right? Where there's no talking. It's just like captions of the ambience. Because, I mean, like, being your own character in your video is a really good thing for like vlogs especially. You can be the character behind the lens, and silent vlogs and stuff work well. Even if you want to do like a voiceover as well, I think that also works really well. So if you're a bit self-conscious in front of the lens, start off just behind the lens and don't even worry about it. Because I think the more anxious you are, the less you're gonna post.
From day 2, it was less chaotic, so I had time to talk to the camera. When you're in a more chilled town such as Sonsu, it's fairly easy to find a place to film in public. And usually that's like right next to the park or the corner of the building between other buildings, or somewhere that is a little more toned down as city itself. Every time I see these type of like small, short wall, I try my best to use it as a tripod because I don't want to bring the tripod with me, and tripod is kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to keep your setup very small. But yeah, try to utilize these type of like walls to use as a tripod and don't bother anyone. You can always have a similar background so you won't really mess up the storytelling aspect, but you can try your best. I mean, we can try our best to find a place to talk to the camera. Like, you're really good at not annoying other people while you're filming, like in public. You're really good. Like, do you have like anything that you aware of when you're filming in public?
I think it's really good to be conscious of your surroundings for sure. Keep things very like simple. So if I'm shooting an A-roll bit outside, I'll find a little bit more of a quiet place to do it. Not only will you get better audio that way, but you know, you'll feel more comfortable shooting it. When I'm shooting A-roll stuff, I try to keep the conversation pretty like succinct. Most likely it'll be like 30 seconds max.
The city boy lifestyle in Seoul just makes sense. Streetwear, bookstore, local food, and fire American cafe. Come on now. After another multivitamin shot, off we go. Korea is officially dangerous for us. Dangerous for our wallet. Tamaki, how much did you spend?
I don't know, I can't count.
So many Korean brands are very original, so I'll just keep spending my money because I want to buy as many clothing pieces and cafe experience as much as possible. So while vlogging, it's very hard to balance life and content. But how does other creators balance them? Also, what are they looking for when they're filming? Now, Ryan's videos are the perfect examples. His videos are not only playful and chill, but he captures so many beautiful moments in his life in New York City. What's the secret sauce? When do you decide when to press record?
For the most part, I pretty much have my camera with me 24/7. So like once I go out and leave the house, I'll always have the camera like with me in my hand, never in my backpack, just always in my hand. Just so like, if anything does come up where I'm like, okay, this is a perfect like scene or something that I could definitely use for a vlog. For the most part, I feel like if I'm with people, because I feel like the vlogs for me are always the best when I'm with people. And if the vibe is good, and this might sound also something very basic, but also if something that plays a really big part in I think the feeling of a vlog and how good a vlog is the lighting. If the vibe is great with the people that I'm with, the lighting is in the conditions that I really want for a vlog, then I'll kind of whip out the camera. I won't force something to happen, but I'll try to vlog in that moment, and then if something great happens, great, I could use it for a vlog, and then if not, I can always just save it for myself and just have it for memories.
Bro, if the vibe is lit, that's all that matters.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I used to think of this when I started vlogging, where I'm like, how do I keep the flow of the story going? How do I change sceneries? Now it's just so second nature where my mind just thinks that way. But for me, I definitely plan out like, all right, I'm outside of this Hedgehog Cafe and we're about to go in it for this experience and I want to document it. I'll know what I want to say before it that's maybe building up to it, and then film like the actual experience inside of it, talking about, I don't know, like you really just have to keep experimenting, I think. But for me, it's like, how do I keep building the story? So I think, yeah, just trying to like show, not tell. So before I'll do something, I'll talk about what I'm about to do and build it up. Maybe not even say the exact thing, but be like, we're about to do something that I came all the way to Japan that I'm so excited to do. Next shot, inside the Hedgehog Cafe, like, this is like such a cool experience. You can't do this anywhere else in the world. Maybe talk a little bit more about it, show some interactions, maybe with my friends, maybe with the workers there. So it's something that I think is to each his own, how they want to tell their own story. But for me, that's my favorite way to do it, is to always build it up and to show it and not just like talk about it without doing the experience while I'm talking about it, if that makes sense.
All right, look, here's the source, people. Here's the source. Look, if I go to, let's say I hit a cafe, if I go to the cafe and I notice that the vibe is like pretty good to film, there's like checklist shots that I definitely want to get. And going into that, it makes it really easy because I know I need to get a shot, like a top down of the coffee or something, or of the coffee. I want to capture the scene. So maybe some of the furniture, the lighting, features of the cafe, and definitely like an outside shot. I usually shoot the outside shot, like the front of the cafe, after I leave. If I shoot it before, sometimes the baristas and stuff will all see that, and then I just feel awkward when I walk in. So I always shoot that once I leave. I usually get like 5 different shots. Usually that's enough. I mean, cafe is an example, but everything else, it's similar as well. Like clothing stores and stuff, if I walk in and I notice like I'm okay to film. Some places aren't okay to film, and you just have to like, that's your intuition. But if it's okay, then I know what to get. All
right, let's talk about gears, because gear does matter a lot. Whenever I'm vlogging, what I usually take in terms of gears is this small 7-liter sling bag from Wonder, which is very functional. I can fit 2 lenses and a camera and a microphone in this one small bag, so I usually take this with me. I also have 2 Peter McKinnon's ND filter. One is 2 to 5 stop and the other one is 6 to 9 stop, so I can get the full range of NDs, especially for like this super sunny days. And for microphone, I have Sony ECM-M1, and for camera, I have Sony A7C II, because this camera, super small, very high quality, can take great photos, and also can shoot a great video. Whenever you're vlogging, I always try to get the widest lens. I always try to use the widest lens because I don't want to hold the tripods and stuff, and tripods can be kind of annoying to put in the bag. I highly recommend this lens that I'm using right now, which is 10-18 F4 OSS for APS-C lens. Gaku suggested for me, and it's really good. But if you go too wide, it will look like a fisheye lens. It looks really cool, and I use it often, but not really for traditional vlogging. Also, I forgot to mention this, but my other lens is 24mm F1.4 G Master. And another reason why I love this camera is because I used to have the Peak Design 7-liter sling bag, but that one is kind of shaped like an, I don't know how to say it. It goes tighter towards the bottom, but this bag keeps the shape so I can fit more stuff in it. Does this make sense? I have no idea.
Well, currently using the Sony A7IV. I don't know if it's gonna mess up the shot, but the 16-35 G Master, that's my go-to vlogging lens. And then the VideoMic Pro.
So I'm a Sony guy. I got the Sony A7C Mark II. Honestly, just shooting standard too. I think the colors are pretty good on it as it is, and it's honestly like I have no complaints. Also have a shotgun mic, but sometimes use the DJI mic if I'm doing a video with someone. Yeah, so nothing too crazy.
Predominantly, most of the time, I'm rocking the A7C II. And then the lens, Gaku put me on that one. It's the 10-18 F4. It's a crop sensor lens, but you can put it on a full frame camera. The main thing about this little system that I have going on is just the size, really tiny. The 10-18, it's like, I don't know, it's like this big. I mean, the camera body is small as well. And then you chuck on ECM-M1. That triple threat is just a game changer. It's so small and compact.
I feel like 5 years ago, maybe less than that, a lot of YouTubers were using high-end, cutting-edge camera that cost like 5 grand just to make the most beautiful vlog that they can come up with. And since I'm a gearhead, I'm more towards that. However, in a recent YouTube scene, a lot of YouTubers are mixing cameras with high-end to low-end, a cheaper, older model to give that nostalgic feeling. But in terms of high-end gear, I do think recent iPhones are high-end enough for casual vlogging, or if you just want to show something to your audience that is like very instant and you don't really have a lot of time to set up your cameras and stuff. But phones in general are not great to capture audio, especially your voice. So I highly recommend getting like a lav mic that you can connect to your phone, or if you have a DSLR, I highly recommend to get a shotgun mic. And if you have different gears for different purpose, such as iPhone for like very run and gun type shoot, and point and shoot for very friendly moment, and relatively better camera for like a cinematic sequence, I think while you're editing as well, it will create much more creativity while post-production, which can spice up your video just a bit more. Even if you don't directly talk to the camera, having like a mini tripod wherever you go, it's very useful. If you really don't want to bring your tripod with you, you can always find like a small walls or like stairs to put the camera on and get those crazy clips. So we're at, I don't know how to say the actual name of this place, but all I know it's super fire. But no, seriously, this temple, I came here last time too. Last time I visited Korea for like just hanging around. That was like 4 or 5 years ago with the boys. And every time I come here, it's like super beautiful. It's super peaceful, super beautiful. And this place is ginormosaurus. The last day of any trip is the saddest yet most magical time. Whatever you see, taste, or hear, feels a bit more intense and stays in your memory for the rest of your life. Since it's the last day, no texting or calling allowed. It's just us and the environment, history, and of course, tasty food. Also, this Greek yogurt bowl was the best one I ever had in my entire life. And of course, I'm going to gatekeep this place. Just kidding. Love you, Korea. Love you, Seoul. And see you on next adventure. This is extremely important thing to know, but try to be as respectful as possible while you filming in public, because not everyone wants to be YouTube famous or IG or TikTok famous.
If I'm in a shop and I'm not trying to ruin other people's like shopping experience and stuff, like I'm being selfish realistically. I'm in the shop filming myself for my YouTube video. I don't want to be like getting in the way of other shoppers or like getting their faces in my videos and stuff. So I'm definitely cautious of that. With experience, like if you shoot like 10 videos, you'll probably get the hang of it. Like you'll start to understand when to shoot, when to not.
Yeah, I guess the one that comes to mind is about filming other people and when it's okay to and when it's not, and always asking whether it's before or after if that can be in my videos, because the last thing I want is for them to not be okay with it and having to take it down. So I think it's like really important to make sure if someone's being featured in your video that they're okay with it.
I one time got street photographed by a random person as well, and that did not feel great at all. So whenever someone is close to your camera, or when you're in a public transportation, or you in like restaurant or stores that there's a lot of people, trying to hide them with like Gaussian blur or something on their face. But not only that, don't try to force people to be on your camera, because not everyone wants to be on the camera. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I just can't thank enough all my homies to get on my video and did like an hour and a half, sometime 2 hour long of interview with me, and I just can't thank enough. They're all amazing. I hope you guys check out their channel as well. I will link them in the description below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys have a great, amazing day. My name is Peace Gates, and go out and go crazy, make some videos, and peace out.